Now, whenever you're tapping, you should really be using some sort of a T-handle like this, but you've got to go a long way down. I found this was just brutal on my hands after a while, and I didn't get a lot of swing because of this, kept getting in the way as you got down further. So look, I've adapted something here, not highly recommended, but look, you've got to sometimes just do what works. And because there's like 16 of these to do, it does take a long time. So look, this is a bit of a compromise of what's perfect, what I can physically do, and what's the quickest option. Now, it is a bit of an unusual hack, but I just have a nice ratchet spanner on here. I wanted a bigger one. Like, I've got a smaller one that fits this, but it's just a bit too short and a bit hard to move. So that's actually just a sump plug socket. Fits nicely onto there, and it just fits nicely onto this. Now, initially, you just don't want to be leaning too much on here, but the guide is really good. It will keep this pretty well centered. So we're just going to sit that on there, a little bit of light pressure, and I'm just going to start winding that tap in, and I can feel it cutting in. Now, it's a fairly big hole, and these are fairly big sort of flutes in here that can get rid of all of the other material, and it's quite deep. So I'm going to go down a fair length before I back it back out. Look, if you're going to some steel or something, I'd say, you know, like go a little bit forward and then flip it around and come a little bit back and then go forward. But look, I found with this you can go a fair way in before you need to back it out. So let me just get busy with this for a little bit. Occasionally I just run another drip of oil just down one of those flutes in there, just keep it nice in there. So I feel like I've comfortably gone in probably, I don't know, maybe a couple of centimeters, and I'm going to back this back out now. Look, not a lot of material is collected in here. Most of it's falling into the base of the hole. So same deal again, I'm going to use a little bit of compressed air and a vacuum. I'm going to go super slow, super careful. Got my goggles on, and I actually close my eyes while I do it as well. So usually what I do is I kind of have my finger in here just to help sort of direct things, and I can feel all the debris coming past my fingers as well. And that way I know that most of it's gone or all of it's gone. I also just give the tap a bit of a clean off as well. Actually, this is just some brake clean, so I'll re-oil it. But you can see where I've been working here, there's a fair few shavings and chips in there. Okay, once it's dried off from the brake clean, I'll put a bit more oil on it again. And look, the first part already is just nice clean threads. It's running down easy. Gets to where it's cutting, and away we go again. Now, because I've done this a few times and I've measured it several times, the taper of this needs to come flush with the top of this. So I actually end up removing this collar once I get down a little bit deeper, and I've got to get down to about that depth. So if you're thinking about that now, it's at least another 1.5 inches or so that I've got to go down. It is a long way. It is a fair bit of cutting of threads. So I'm just going to get busy with that. Look, I can't stress enough how many times you can stop, clean it out, restart. You do get a bit of an idea after a while if you can kind of keep pushing through. It is a balance between rushing the job because you've got 16 of these to do versus doing a really, really good job. So I'll let you find that balance. If you don't clean the threads out enough, you're going to get just a yucky thread cut because it's going to be swore in there. But this is where that T-handle was it was too slow, and it was just too hard to do it. Resist the temptation to use power tools. You do not want to use power tools on this. So look, I've got down to about there, but look, the bottom of that hole is now going to be clogged right up. So we're going to back this out and clean it again. Okay, so like I said before, I've got to get that sort of chamfer about level with that, and this little tool happens just to fit perfectly in that hole. So That's another reason I can keep this plate in place. And we'll clean it out again. Not quite there, but we'll got to get those chips out. Okay, this will probably be the last go to get right down to the bottom now. So I've got that now about level, and that's the mark that that I'm using. But like I said, this is a little bit of a hack, mainly just because my T-tool was just too tiresome to use. So I'm going to pull this all the way back out. So now I'm going to spend a fair bit of time with the vacuum cleaner and some compressed air to get that last little bit of chips out of there. So look, at this point I'm pretty happy that all the little chips are out of there, but we want to really degrease it in there because we had a fair bit of oil. So I've got a fair bit of brake clean that I'm just running down in here. Compressed air over it, a rag fully over it because that brake clean is just going to come flying straight back out otherwise. Be careful as you're pushing this up and down in that hole that you're not dragging on those threads and damaging those threads in any way. At this point you can see a fairly nice, clean, tapped hole. Now in the kit for Kias you need 16 of them, but they give you 17, so there's an extra one that I use to just make sure these threads are all good and run it in and out a few times, make sure the depth is right and double check things. Always put a bit of brake clean on this as well because it's going to pick up a bit of oil as it goes. Let me do it so I don't get it all over my fingers. And I'll start winding that in. In the kit we get this nice little sort of keyway here, so those two little lugs just fit nicely into there. Now that is the surface of the deck, so I've got to bring that right down to there. But let me just run it all in first. I'm not going to take this little jig away until I'm 100% certain that I'm finished drilling and tapping. Look, this is winding in nice and easy, it's not catching on any threads. And I can kind of see in the hole that we're getting down to where that tape is on the surface there. So we can get down to the full depth of that, which is perfect. I'm just going to put a little bit more brake clean in as I bring it out, just to make sure those threads are perfectly clean. Let's wind it all back out. Okay, so we've got it back out. Just give it another couple of little sprays there. Okay, with that cleaned out now, I'm pretty comfortable to start removing stuff, so I'm just going to start ripping some of my tape off. Just make sure that there's no shavings or anything sort of sitting up near here. And you can see my big pile of tape where I've been chucking it all into. Now undo this bolt. Okay, so looking at our hole here, you can see we've now got a nice clean thread that runs all the way down in there. Sometimes you can get a little bit of a burr around this outside edge, but look, usually you can just kind of wipe it off with your fingers. But that's what we should be producing there. So now I'm going to grab one of the new inserts, and we want to give that a good wash off with brake clean as well, just because it does have some sort of residual oil on it. Give it a good clean off inside and out. Again, just watch your eyes. Final clean out in the hole here. Now I'm putting a couple of drops on the bottom half of this because it winds itself in. Just going to run that into the threads a little bit. got it on the bottom half. That's probably way too much, but let's see how we go. Just going to wind this in. Using the little tool, we can just sit that in there. And like I said before, I've already measured how far I need to go down, so that needs to become level with the deck surface here. So we're just going to wind it in. So now I've got my tape level. There is about a plus or minus, I think, about 5 mils on this actual measurement. So look, anywhere there we're fairly comfortable with. And just because I'm fussy with things, I've just lined mine up all across this way rather than leaving them at odd angles. It means absolutely nothing. We'll pull that out. Just want to wipe that off. Let's have a look down in there now. You should be able to see the threads and then that insert that sits down inside there. Hey, so that's how we use the NS300L, who knows what that stands for, by HyounSolutions.com. Reach out to Norm, he's a great bloke. He responded to my email, look, within the day. All the instructions are here. I would strongly recommend reading the instructions several times. Have a look at my video. I've tried to follow along as best as I can. It does take a while. I wouldn't be happy to only just repair one of them. If you're going to have to repair them, you might as well just do them all. Hey, but any comments, questions, concerns, write it down below.